my fishes in the deep blue sea. My name is Ethan Yorke, and today we have a wonderful video for you, kind of scrambling to find some topics. So I decided I'd read you a little story I had to write. It's a tad bit humorous if you think I'm funny. And it's got a little bit of people from my school, and considering a lot of people from my school like to, watch my videos, I figured I would add some in. So let's get it started, shall we? There once were two notorious men in the Kingdom of California named Peter and Ethan. Peter and Ethan were the most popular men in the kingdom because they were incredibly smart and brave. They were unlikely friends, but what brought them together as friends was their hatred towards the king, King Wilcome IV, who was incredibly bad at running the king. Even worse, King Wilcome IV had taken Ethan's wife, Kate Upton, and kept her for himself. Ethan and Peter were determined to take down the evil king and get Ethan's wife back. Peter and Ethan finally decided that they were going to take action against King Wilcome, so they gathered in their secret hiding place to discuss their plans. They were arguing with each other on who should be the leader of their plans, but that argument was ended when Peter opened a fortune cookie that claimed he was destined to do great things. They decided that they would dress as one of the king's guards by wearing incredibly overpriced Nike shoes. However, their main problem was to figure out a way to pay for these shoes, so Ethan broke his piggy bank and had enough to pay for the disguise. Peter and Ethan were ready to get rid of their kingdom's worst problem, King Wilcock IV. Peter and Ethan were on their way to King Wilcome's palace inside California. Meanwhile, at King Wilcome's palace, the king's guards were trying to warn him that Ethan was going to try and take him down because of the fact that King Wilcome had stole Ethan's wife. King Wilcome did not listen to these claims and replied to the guard, "He can't do anything to me because he has no shoe game." The guards rolled their eyes and walked away. Ethan and Peter had to walk along the roads and not take any of the shortcuts through the dirt so that they would not get any dirt on their expensive disguises. They had to walk a total of 5 miles before they arrived at the palace. The battle of the century was about to begin. Ethan and Peter walked up to the main security guard, and the guard looked at their shoes and allowed them into the palace. His palace was the old mall that was located in California. Ethan and Peter looked at it for a while and decided that they would look in the food court first, for no particular reason. They walked all throughout the mall until they arrived at the food court. Ethan and Peter were not surprised to see that the king was indeed in the food court with Ethan's wife. They stared at each other for a while, not saying a word, and then finally Ethan decided to draw his sword and fight for his wife back. The king and Ethan were battling for about 10 minutes when Peter intervened by stabbing Ethan. The king yelled in excitement, "Ha! You fool, Ethan! Peter was hired by me to make sure that you could not take Kate Upton away from me. Now, I can never be stopped." Ethan looked at Peter, and Peter seemed sad to betray his only friend, but was comforted by the king when he gave Peter $1 million. Ethan found himself hopeless, but then an unusual hero took action. Ethan's wife, Kate Upton, took King Wilcome's sword and stabbed him in the belly, then stabbed Peter. Peter died instantly, but the king was there to see Kate and Ethan reunite with each other. Once Kate and Ethan were done celebrating their victory, King Wilcome died after eating his last McDonald's French fry. Kate and Ethan walked away from the king's palace, smiling and hugging each other. Once Kate and Ethan got back to their home, Kate sat down with Ethan to tell him something. Kate told Ethan that she was pregnant and that Ethan was definitely the father. Ethan was so excited and jumped with joy. Ethan later took the palace for himself and became the king of California. Ethan and King were the top of the world, and the population of California loved them more than any other king and queen before them. 5 months passed since Ethan and Kate became king and queen, and the time had come for Kate to give birth to their baby. Ethan drove her to the hospital in his newly acquired kingly Lamborghini and went to the royal birthing room. Hours passed and the baby finally arrived. When Ethan came into the room to see what the child looked like, he was greeted by a horrible sight. The baby looked almost identical to the previous king, Bobby Wilcome, and Ethan discovered that he was indeed not the father. Ethan ran out of the hospital and threw himself into the bus, committing suicide. Everybody lived, sadly, ever after. Anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed this story. It was kind of lame and cheesy and probably offensive to Booby Wilcock V, but I figured it was a fun story. I would throw it out there. If you guys thought it was funny, please tell me down in the comment section below. If you didn't think it was funny, then you have no sense of humor, and I'm sorry, get out. I kid. So I hope you guys liked today's video. If you did like it, please like it. If you disliked it, please dislike it. And if you really like it, add it to your favorites. I will see you guys some other time.